another Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Ask me anything about Facebook ads or online marketing. We're actually doing something a little different, or two things different this week. Number one, it's a continuation from last week when we talked about tripwires and SLO, or tiny offer funnels. SLO, some people call that for self-liquidating offer. While they're both similar, they have some tweaks. And so there were a lot of questions around that. And we had follow-up questions. And I promised you I would also follow up and share with you the details if you all wanted it, which you did, for the top 5 performing frameworks for these types of funnels. We have there's a lot of different ways to structure these, but there's 5 ways that are most common that we've seen people have success with. And once you understand the framework, you can then create really great offers to test and funnels to test for yourself to see if they convert leads into buyers for your own offers. To do today, and we'll see if I can handle the technology change, is I'm going to share just a mini presentation of these frameworks and screen share it. So we'll see how that goes. So bear with me. These are live. It's all real. Hopefully the video is working. Last week, I think the first few minutes were just black and you only had audio. We'll see if the live does any better this week. All right, so diving in, you can take a look here. The topic for this week, like I said, is answering this question. How can I come up with a good tripwire or SLO tiny offer funnel idea? So let's dive in. There are 5 kind of core frameworks that we think about. There's more, but like these are the 5 that you can pretty much put most offers into. And once you have these in your back pocket, you can think about the offers you have or the offers you could make, and then use these frameworks to build a funnel that makes sense and has a chance of converting people. And just to recap for anybody that missed last week and doesn't have time to go back and watch that 20-minute presentation, a tripwire is an online marketing funnel where you offer something free, so people opt into your email list to download or watch a video of some free offer. And then on the thank you page, you have a sales offer, usually lower price, $7, $9, $19, $29. That's tied very tightly into the original offer. Usually there's some kind of limited time discount or bonus. And the idea is to give people motivation to actually take the next step and buy right there. And so ideally it's tied in very tightly with the opt-in. That way, when people come through, they don't have to have a lot of extra explaining about what they want to buy. And also the more people you can get to buy, not only does it help you cover ad spend, and if you're running ads to it, that's very important, but it also helps you identify what audiences are buying and not just generating leads. And we always find that people who buy anything from you at any price, so $7, $9, $19, are much more likely to buy your higher price offers later. It doesn't really matter the price. If they bought one thing, they'll buy more. So it's a great indicator that you have a good audience that you're targeting. So let's dive in. So here are the 5 top performing frameworks. So let's see if I can do this screen share. Zoom it in here. Okay, this kind of works so far. I'm gonna have to get rid of some of these extra screens, but this is from a presentation we gave earlier this year to a client's higher end membership program. Sometimes clients ask us to come in and give presentations on ads or marketing funnels, and we're happy to do that. We also do that for non-clients too, depending on the ask and what kind of presentation they want. So I took just a section of this. That's why it says 30. This was like a 3 or 4 part presentation on tripwires and marketing funnels, specifically for ads. But I really wanted to run through the 5 kind of classic frameworks, and I had it all set up in here. So let's dive in. The first one we're going to look at, and these are in no order of how well they work. It's just you have to test it for yourself. So don't read into the order I present these. But here's the first one. It's called the cheese pizza. I only name these. We name these with the team just to make them recognizable. So here, I'm going to turn this video off just for a second so you don't have to stare at me while I go through this. So the cheese pizza is fairly simple, like all of these, but it's how you think about your offer. And so if we flip over here, the idea is you give people something so they say like, wow, I like that slice. Now I want the whole pie. So you're offering them one thing and then your Tripwire, your sales offer, is going to be the same thing but more of it. And so, this could be, here's one template for free. Now you get 5 templates to buy. People really don't have to think extra about that. They already signed up for a template for a very specific reason, so they want templates. On the thank you page, now they get to buy a lot more templates, and you already know they like templates. And they should already, because they opted in for free, be someone who understands the importance of a template and what they can get out of it. So then you're offering them a lot more for a small price, $7, $9. That's a pretty easy sell, as long as it's, they're very tightly connected as far as what was free and what was paid. So this one is fairly easy, and a lot of people will find they already have this offer. They might have a bundle of something in their paid programs that they can break out and turn into a single opt-in and then the sales price. And I'm going to jump in here for a second, because the other thing I want everyone to think about is, while I'm mostly talking about tripwires here, this funnel structure can work really well for tiny offers, these SLO funnels. So instead of a free offer, same thing, think of it as, 2 paid offers. So instead of offering something free and then the thank you page pitches something, the initial offer is going to be a lower price paid product. The thank you page is going to be a higher price paid product. And then usually you have some kind of upsell added after that. That's even higher price. So maybe you sell something for $19 up front, $49 after they buy the first offer. And then if they buy that second offer, then it's like $150 or something like that. But same idea, all of these frameworks can work as well for those tiny offers. You just want to make sure, now, because it's not free, that initial offer needs to be something obvious that people would want to pay for, a no-brainer, value way above the cost. So it's just easy for them and they don't have to really think hard about it. And you want to make sure it's a good experience. When it's free, it doesn't have to be insanely valuable. It just has to be exactly what they need in that moment. If they're paying for it, you just want to make sure you're kind of over-delivering. So that's going to be the only difference here. We'll talk about these as tripwires, but all of these can work for your tiny offer models too. All right, now let's get rid of my ugly mug and get back to the funnels. So number 2, as we dive into it, we call the Home Depot. And the Home Depot is a little bit, like give a man a fish, teach a man to fish. So if you look at the Home Depot model, the idea behind it is the freebie, or your initial lower price sales offer, but for tripwire funnels, your freebie offer is the thing that will do a very specific or accomplish a very specific objective for someone. So if it is a template, here's a template to, get a cold prospect to email you back. Here's one template. So it achieves a very singular goal, like a nail hanging in that shingle. The Home Depot, though, is going to be, now you're going to give them the toolbox. And there's a lot of ways this could work, but maybe instead of just, maybe the freebie is that single template, maybe the tool that you give people is a framework or a guide to make a bunch of templates on their own for their own industry. And now they have the tools to keep doing this and do more. This can work in a lot of different ways. You can think about it, but ideally you solve a very specific problem with your initial free offer, and then the paid offer gives them the tools to do a lot more of it. And so they see the benefit. They took the easy solution, which was to take your, to get your free offer, but then they already know they need that fix. And you're going to say, well, now you can do all of this yourself if you just get these tools. And so, sometimes these could be, if you have spreadsheets to do calculations, like we would have spreadsheets to calculate potential ad budgets and things like that, so our nail that we could offer could be, maybe one formula on how to calculate your ideal cost per lead. And then the tool could be a spreadsheet with a guide on how to update the spreadsheet to fit their business, so they could calculate a lot of different ad projections. So that's a rough idea of how this would work, but hopefully that makes sense. The next one is the QVC, and the QVC is very simply the wait, there's more model. So this, unlike, the cheese pizza, which is here's one thing, now you can have a lot of that thing. QVC is wait, but wait, there's more, and it's of something different. So not only do you get the thing you asked for. You get these 4 or 5 other things in a bundle that all help you or would be desirable for someone that wanted the free thing. So, in QVC, you can see the gift there. It's OxyClean, right? But wait, there's more. They give you more OxyClean, but then they also would give you tools. Some of their other products get thrown in. Maybe there's an extra incentive. Maybe there's like a 60-day warranty instead of 30. A lot of extra things added that aren't just the original free offer. So this kind of is just overwhelming value is how you can think about it. This can work really well. So if we're doing the template, someone opts in for a template on how to get a cold prospect, email them back if they're a service provider. Maybe but wait, there's more is a couple other templates related to the same thing. But then maybe there's also a Trello board that's set up to be a sales funnel. So they can just use that to, monitor and track their sales. Maybe there is a spreadsheet to help track sales projections based on where people are in the funnel, because someone wanted sales help. They add the sales template. So then but wait, there's more is a bunch of other things to help them with sales, because that's what they need. So that's the but wait, there's more model. Very simple, but overwhelming value and related to the opt-in they opted in for. Number 4, we call the fast track. And the fast track, oops, clicked the wrong button. Told you I'd have some technology problems. The fast track is for people that are itching to jump ahead. And so, this is great if you have an offer where you get people to, maybe you have a guide on how someone can build something for themselves. And it's a tutorial on how to how to create a really healthy sales pipeline in Trello, right? And then the fast track would be like, well, you learned how to do it, but otherwise, you could pay me $9. You could just take mine that I already built. So that's the fast track model. You're getting people, your offer is something that is going to be helpful for people that are looking for an answer. And then you fast track them by not just giving them how to do it, but you're actually giving them the solution. So in the case I just said, that's almost a reverse of the Home Depot, where you're actually selling them the tools or you're giving them the tools. And then you're like, but if you just want it, here's a completed roof. But the difference is this is a bit more. You're giving them more for the sales offer. So instead of the Home Depot model being like, here's a nail for free, get the hammer to do, where there's more tools to do a whole roof. This is get the roof, get the tools up front on how to do it. And then instead of just the nail, it's going to be the whole roof. So you really get them ahead. That was probably a horrible analogy, but the idea is you give people what they wanted, but they still have to implement it. And then the fast track, your paid offer, jumps ahead and gives it to them what were going to have to implement themselves. This can work really well if you have the right offer, because people are opting in to do the solution themselves. And if it's a lot of work, or are there any confusing parts to it, if you can just give it to them then as like a lower price paid offer, a lot of people will snap that up. So definitely recommend trying this one and the others, but this one can work really well for the right audience. Okay, and the last of the 5 kind of top performing frameworks, the most common frameworks that we see is the cliffhanger. And we had a client do this really well a few years ago. They had a amazing Tripwire funnel. They've since launched other ones and kind of sunsetted this one, but it was, and this is the example of it. Think of it, the binge watch or the cliffhanger. Either works, because it's like a Netflix cliffhanger. The episode ends and it makes you want to watch the next one and make you binge. And so the way it works is this client had a 6-week course where if parents wanted to do some homeschooling on the weekend, just a little like a science, just to keep the kids entertained and educated and moving ahead. They offered the first lesson for free as their free offer. So people opted in, and then the thank you page sold 5 more, but it wasn't just like buy 5 more lessons. It was like, you just got week 1, get weeks 2 through 6 as they build on each other. And so parents who are really looking to, have content and a syllabus because they wanted to entertain and educate their kids and not have to come up with it themselves, They saw the benefit, they got one, and then all of a sudden they're presented with like, you actually just got part 1 of 6, grab the other 5 for $7. And it was a real no-brainer because not only did the free offer give them something they really needed and could use, the paid offer was low priced and gave them 5 more of a series. And so it just kind of propelled them forward. It wasn't just 5 other videos. It was positioned as 5 more in a series. And so that's what you can think about with this is not just, more content. It's actually, you gave them part 1 for free, and there's 4, 5, 10 more parts that they can get for a fairly low price. And because it's connected, they're much more likely to buy it if they're already motivated to opt in for free for the first one. You could, and it can be done both ways. You can tell people when they opt in, this is part 1, you get it for free, or they can just opt in, and then on the thank you page where you offer the remaining parts of the videos, doesn't have to be videos, by the way, it could be email content or guides, but then you tell them like, you actually just got part 1 of a 5-part series, but get the rest right now for a discount. And that cliffhanger, that binge watch model can really make people be like, oh, okay, part 1 looks great. I want to make sure I get the rest of these so I can use them all. And that's it. Those are the 5 frameworks for how to do this. And you can really use them any way you want. I would highly recommend that people look at what they currently have in your own, whether it's your free offers, whether it's, and here, let's get my video back on. So whether you already have free offers or you go into your paid offers and you pull some things out, you probably have a lot of content already, whether it's templates, guides, that you could leverage. And the key is making sure they fit together. So don't take the template from one thing and then the guide from another and make them fit. If they have a natural connection, that's great. Use that. But normally we see it work best when you can take things that are already connected. So if you have a bunch of similar templates, take one, have that be the free offer, and have the rest be sold as a cheese pizza model. Or if you have a guide as part of a course, maybe you can break that up, take module 1 of the course, make that free, and then make the rest paid, like a binge watch cliffhanger model. And so you can experiment and test these out, but think about what you already have. And if you don't have anything yet, pick one of these models that you think makes sense based on ideas you've thought of, and then try and make an opt-in and the paid offers match the model. And maybe you can do, one offer, one free offer and paid offers, and try a couple different frameworks. You could try bundle, because you could easily do the cheese pizza and then add in extra paid offers to the sales piece. And all of a sudden that becomes the QVC, but wait, there's more. Not only do you get 1 template free and then 5 paid, but then we'll also throw in this spreadsheet, this guide, and a few other things, and just see what converts best. The goal though is get live early, get these tested early. You want to be testing as early and as fast as possible. Don't spend 2 months making the perfect opt-in offer, because you don't know if this funnel is perfect until you've had people go through it. You can always update the content later if you see people opting in and buying, but you don't know if it works until it's live. So don't spend too much time perfecting it, because perfect to you is not going to be perfect to your audience. It's not going to be exactly what they want. So get feedback from them as fast and as early as possible. All right, that's it for this week. Pretty quick. But hope that's helpful. I do get a lot of questions on how to run through and create your own Tripwire funnels, your self-liquidating offer SLO, tiny offer funnels. Hopefully these frameworks help you. These are what I use and think about all the time when clients talk to us about what might work. So think about these for yourself. Would love to hear if you have any that are live or you want to brainstorm. We can talk about that next week, or you can share with us. Feel free to email any questions you have to Tony R, Tonyr, at intentionalspark.com. We respond to all emails, and happy to offer help wherever we can. All right. And since I won't talk to anybody till next week with another Facebook Live or YouTube Live, happy holidays. Hope a lot of people are taking time off. Hope you enjoy your time off. And if you don't join us next week for the